welcome to Conquering Mouse Scrap More with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and it's Free Pattern Friday. I have a fun block for you today that uses some 2.5-inch strips and 2.5-inch squares and rectangles. You're going to have so much fun with this. But first, I want to give our shout out. Our shout out is to Debbie from InQuiltFect. Like it's infect with quilt in the middle, InQuiltFect. Now, her YouTube channel is new and starting out. So if you go over there and you like what you see, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mouse Scrap More sent you. Now, the other thing that you're going to find in those show notes besides her YouTube link is I do free speaking engagements over Zoom, and I have a PowerPoint presentation and lots of pictures and lots of quilts. And I do those speaking engagements for free to quilt guilds and quilting groups. So if you know of a quilt guild or a quilting group that needs a speaker, give them my name. I'll try to put them into the schedule. I'm having so much fun with those speaking engagements. I get to talk to quilters from all over. It's wonderful. Also, you're going to find on there the Zoom sew date links for our monthly sew dates where everybody gathers on Zoom and we sit around and sew. Now those sew dates are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time because I'm either in Alberta or Arizona. So we have lots of fun there, and it's an international community, and it's really a great bunch of ladies that come. It's just wonderful. And some of the guys are coming too now. It's lots of fun. Now, the other thing is we have a Facebook group. So if you're part of the Facebook community and you're looking for a warm and welcoming quilting group to join, step right up and hop in there because we do share pictures, and we have a virtual sewing room. We have fabric swaps. We have several community chats now, and it's all about having fun and asking questions and getting answers. And it's a wonderful little warm, welcoming group. So you're also going to find the PDF for today's Hidden Geese block. And come on in. We've got some sewing to do. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine. If you don't have these rulers, I use these rulers a lot. But I will give you templates. But I mean, the Tri-Rex rulers, I mean, I just find them so easy to use and so quick. I just make a strip and I can cut 4.5-inch pieces out of them very quickly and not have a big worry on my head and everything's the right size. I did give you templates for the cutting and the trimming. So, those please feel free to use those. I'm just going to keep this one, and I need a little cutting mat. Just a minute. Not quite set up. Okay. Now I'm set up. Sorry about this. It's like, oh no, it's gonna be one of those videos, right? When I was playing around with this, I thought, okay, we can have a lot of fun with this very quickly. But anyways, the first thing we're gonna do is make flying geese. Now, this orange, I only had strips, so I was like, okay, I can't do them like 4 at a time or whatever, that method. But we're just going to do them the flip and stitch method. So I did find some neutral with orange in it I thought would look cute together. So I figured, okay, let's just quickly do these. And you're going to need 8 flying geese because you're making a subunit that looks rather complex. And this gives that complex subunit, makes this block just go wow, right? Because it's kind of a unique thing I saw, and I was like, okay, we can play with this. So basically, let's get and if you have flying geese, in your pantry, because you like making flying geese, in your pantry, you kind of think of it as a pantry item, then by all means, just pull them out. This looks good scrappy as well, so if that's something that you would like to do, we can do that. Okay, there we go. We filmed this yesterday with this block and this idea. So, but the sound quality was so bad, it sounded like I was sitting in a jet engine, with my sewing machine. So I figured, okay, yeah, we're not doing that today. We're checking the sound before we go too far on this. Okay, now last up, and then we start the other side. So what I like to do with my flying geese, I sew them all one direction, and then where to go? I take it, and now I start checking. Of course, like any stitch and flip that you do, it's easy to do stitch and flips, right? You can draw them on the lines on, or you can, you can iron them. I always fold them before I do any cutting. I fold them like this, and I make sure I've got the edge covered. Then I cut them off, right? Because that's important, that you've got good coverage. So I'm just going to roll through this and get the last one off. There we go. So there's one side, and now we're going to put the other sides on. Okay, there. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is kind of fiddly, but the results are just stunning, which I found they were just stunning. And there's a couple of ways you can do this too. So I figured, okay, we got to show you guys this. This is so cool. Okay, and yeah, we've had a good week. There hasn't been too much rain, and I do understand that Tucson every once in a while has a rainy winter, which kind of surprised me because it's rained we're filming this on January 29th, and it's rained 12 times, which normally for us is unusual, right? So it's kind of like, oh wow, okay. I wasn't expecting this much rain, but that's okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Here. As you're sewing these, like I draw an imaginary line down, and then I try and stay to this side of the line, and that usually, then I don't run out of, I have good coverage, and that usually helps make these a little quicker to go through. Here. Okay, we've got too many more to do. We're doing the hardest part first, right? That's like kind of, that's the look of this. It's not really hard. I mean, doing flying geese, everybody kind of, don't like doing flying geese. They find a method. I mean, I'm showing you this method because that's what I had in that color, orange. But I mean, some people, they love that 4 at a time method. And there's people that swear the 2 at a time method is perfect. And I will show you that one day. But yeah, it's kind of nice how we do these, But I prefer this method because I know I can usually get out of my scraps at least, one 4.5 or 2.5 by 4.5 inch piece, right? So, and it does leave you lots of little triangles here for pinwheels, so that's good, And these flip and stitch. Okay. Okay, let's get that off. There's one. And I'm just going to run one through again. And now I'm going to change feet because I think that's important that we change feet. Okay. Yeah. I saw this block and I thought, ooh, all of the possibilities are unreal. I mean, we can have so much fun with this block very quickly. Okay, let's make sure we've got coverage, and we'll clip off the other side. Yes, we do. Yeah. So there. Now we just finger press it. a little bit, keep it in place, and finger press this. Yep. Okay, as soon as you've got good coverage, you can clip off the back corners, right? Okay, now, but what I want to do is I want these to go like this together, right? Where it points to point, right? Like, so watch what I did. Okay, like this and like this. So I want these here, and where that crosses, because I can, it's up top, it's on top of the block, I can make my point now, right? I don't have to sit there and worry about my point being sewn off or, you know, anything like that. And I can even steer if it's not quite a 1/4 of an inch. That's important. You know, so we make 4 units like just like that. Yeah. So anyways, I didn't realize it rained. Occasionally rains this much in Tucson, but I mean, we're surviving the rain. At least we don't have to shovel it. We do in Canada. I guess Canada's had some horrific cold. Hopefully it hasn't been too terrible. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it like this so I can sew my points together. There. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I forgot a ruler and a rotary cutter. Oh no, I gotta go grab those. Okay, that'll be fine. There. So now we're just gonna go like this. Ugh, now I drop it. Now I drop the other flying geese. Okay. I'm going to cut here, go grab a ruler and a rotary cutter and pick up my flying geese. Okay, I got all the flying geese through, right? And I'm just going to pull them out. And I've sewn them all with the point up, so I haven't cut that point off. Like I say, if you can't see your point, chances are you're going to miss it unless you're pinning, right? So I'm just going to check these, and I'm going to flip up this way. Okay, so now, here we go. When we filmed these yesterday, all my points are just right on the money. When we filmed this yesterday, and I have the block to show you, we cut these differently, right? We cut them so that this point here on the Trirex tool was right at the apex of that flying goose, right? Okay, it looks good. And they looked good. But today, I think I'm going to try putting them the other way, just because I can. And you'll see the difference. So, let's see, I can't cut them that way, but I can cut them this way. Okay. Yeah. And you cut one at a time and save these bits. You're going to need them. Ouch. Come on. All right. Yeah. I have a hard time cutting when I'm sitting down. Okay, let's do. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to line these up over here. So all the same points are going the same way. And there. There we go. Try to get it as centered as possible, because that will affect the way your block looks. And you're sitting there, oh my gosh, what are you going to do with the sides you're cutting off? I'm going to sew them together, because nothing gets wasted in here. Nothing. Nothing at all. So now in the Trirex, there's a little arrow. That's usually the center. That's the center. So if you cut with the arrow right at the apex of that block there, of the top of the flying geese, you will have it meet like in the middle. So now I have all these pieces. And this is where this side comes in. Okay. Now I'm just going to move this out of the way too. So this we're still creating a subunit. Now there's a little notch on that template, and you line the notch up to the bottom, and you just put it under the, just like this. You cut 4, and you cut 4 reverse. So this is your reverse. So that's your reverse. We'll pull out all the reverse ones if you want. Okay, so we're just lining up the notch, making sure that notch is there. And the way you cut one reverse is you put 2 pieces with either the right sides together or the wrong sides together, and you will end up with perfectly matched seams. Or, you know, they'll have that cut one reverse. So yeah, it's a really quick way of doing it. Okay, get rid of all the cut one reverse. So there. So yeah, when I saw this, I thought, ooh, we could have fun with this. And we are going to have fun with this right now. And the last one goes through. There we go. Oops, there. Okay. So think of it as taking like one design element and really dressing it up. I mean, really taking it to the next level. Because that's what you've got here now, right? So now you're just going to clip these apart. Okay. And I'm going to just finger press that out of the way very gently. Don't be too rough, because both of these pieces are bias that you're finger pressing. So you just, you know, a gentle little maneuvering. That's it. That's all you want to do. So you get that really complex look now. Do you see that look? Okay, let's go the other way. So what you want to do is you want to start at the bottom. So you match up that little notch with the bottom, and make 4 of them. Just like so. Now, if you haven't clipped off that dog ear, that's a good way of matching up your bottoms. So, there we go. There. So this one's kind of a... Okay, here we go. Get the last one lined up. Okay. And run another triangle through. Okay, now with this, okay, gently finger press this back. See, you've got this really complex looking block now, this subunit, right? Isn't that cool? And people are wondering, what is that? My goodness. You know, they're probably sitting there thinking, Lord, 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 you've done some wonderful things with your blocks. But here we go. So that's one set of subunits. Now we're going to make a very simple 4-patch. And I'm going to do it by strip piecing because I had pieces long enough to do it. So I will just turn this like so. Okay, and I'm using 2.5-inch strips here. And I'll just get this started. Okay, there. And all the, like I say, all the cutting instructions are in the show notes for this little block. And you'll also find a PDF for the templates. Okay. Now, I don't need this bit, so I'm just going to trim it off. and put it back on Mount Scrapmore because I can, and I'll probably make something else with it later. There we go. Okay, now, oops, there. Now you keep the right sides and the left sides of those complex blocks together. So now I'm going to take this and we're just going to trim off that little bit of an end so we've got everything lying nice and flat. There we go, just like that. Okay, now we're going to cut 2.5-inch strips this way. 1 set of 4 patches, 2 set of 4 patches, 3 sets of 4 patches, and 4 patches. Oops, 4 sets of 4 patches, 4 sets of 4 patches. Okay, so now once we get these done, you just press these to the dark. I always find they're easier if you press them to the dark. Now I make a thing of sewing them all the same way. So when I run my 4 patches through a sewing machine, I run them with the dark up. Think of it the dark and light. The dark up, and that middle center seam is up. And all of those 4 patches, if you needed them for, let's say, a postage stamp quilt or whatever, they'll all, if you sew them all the same way, they will all interlink as you're sewing 4 patch upon 4 patch together. So that's the way I was taught to sew 4 patches. But I mean, you just pick one way of doing it, and I mean, and they all go through nice and neat. Okay. There we go. There. Okay. There we go. Last one. And then we'll flip them all apart and we'll start webbing a block together. Okay, so with these, I take these, I turn one way and I turn the other way. And I do a needle match of 1/4 inch. So from that triangle there where that joint is a 1/4 inch. And I just sew them like that together. And I just, everything fits, or should fit nice, should lay nice together. And you end up with some rather funky looking blocks, but it's worth it. They're fun little blocks that you can use in a scrap quilt or you know, kind of a string quilt, because they're just a funky little thing that looks, they're interesting, let's put it that way. There we go. And one more. There we go. And we got a cat running around here complaining about the food or his treatment or something. He is the most spoilt cat on the planet. We love him dearly. But he whines. Occasionally he whines. Okay, there. So if you can hear him, I hope you can. If you can't hear the cat, I'm okay with that. But if you can, that's what's happening. He's complaining about the food or treatment or something. He's always got something to complain about. Okay, now let's get these 4 patches off. Okay. Now, this is how you lay out this block. Okay, let me get this off to the side. I'll show you more about that later. Okay, so you twist your 4 patches just like that, and all 4 of them lie together. Okay, so they go to the corners, twist, like that. You go to the corner like that, twist. Basically, you're getting that quarter that center just absolutely flat. It goes like this. And there. Last one. Okay. Now, the dark goes in the center. Okay, goes in the center just like that. And now you can either lay it like this. Oops, sorry. There we go. Just like that. And have your block. That's your block. Or you can take these and move them this way, which gives you a very light looking block. Basically, you take, this is a fight or flight block. What do they call it? 540 or something like that, where you have it chaining across. And this normally is a 4-patch in the center, but you know, so we change these elements and this is what we get. But we have also changed this element on the other block I'm going to show you at the end. Okay, so let's get this all sewn together and we just web it together. Very quick, very fast. And let's see how. Oh, I took the wrong side. Oh well, I'll have to deal with it. I had to deal with it. Normally I would take from here, but today is kind of one of those days. It's a backwards day. This one's fine too because I would get to see my point. My point that I need to perfectly match up. Now I would take this block and sash it with cornerstones. You know, if I was doing a big quilt, because you don't want to be matching up all those points, right? You know, just to alleviate all that point matching, you know, because there's lots of little points on the side. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna just, okay, I'll just run these through. There we go. Okay. Now, because I took from this side, right? I need to take from this side now, right? So I want to turn it so it's like that. So I can see what's going on with my point. No, I'm going to miss my point if I do that. So let's go like this. And start this way up here. Oops, we want that brown to go to the center. Yeah, we get this way better. We'll match all our points up better if we do it this way. Okay. So now, just run it through. Get your brown out. This goes this way. Yeah. There, perfect. Got my point and everything. There, I'm going to turn the brown to the center. Okay. Okay, let's get the webbing going the other way now. Because this comes together like a 9-patch, right? So it's kind of cute. Okay. So just like this, I'm going to lay this piece up first so I get my point here. Now, I like to see my nest, so that's why I web it and then I push it like that. Now, the way this nests best is if you take it and push this complex piece open, right? Like, or not open, but out. So that's the way it nests the easiest and it lays the flattest. You haven't got anything pushing it going the wrong way. Okay. And run another triangle. Okay. Okay, there we go. So the other side, there. Okay. Now I do this just so I can really see what I'm getting myself into. You know, like I know exactly where I need to match. And sometimes you leave the webbing, you can't see it, and you can't quite feel it. So it's best if you open it up, right? And that way you can see it. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you the back. Okay, and I promise at the ta-da moment we'll show you this. Now this is going to lie this way in, right? So, and that's the way you're going to want them to go. So you just give it a little finger press to help it along before you take it off to the ironing board, just so that it will help lie flat. You got all the things with the direction. So, okay, let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, this is our big ta-da moment. What do you think of this block? This is, you know, it's got the brights and the darks and the lights. So it's kind of a fun block. I mean, we did try and coordinate the low volume to the brighter color, right? So it's just kind of the same orange in there. But you could do this all scrappy and it would look absolutely fabulous. Now, I'm going to show you the block I did yesterday, right? We had to retape all this because of sound issues. Now, this is the block I did yesterday. Now, you can see I put the Flying Geese unit in the other way. So when I was cutting out my Tri-Rex, I matched up my top point to my Tri-Rex point, and now this is what I get. So both of these they look really complex and everything, but they're not. You guys saw me do them, right? Now, the Hidden Geese lends itself to, because this is basically a take on fight or flight block. The quilt block is a very traditional block, but you could put any block in this unit here and it would look fabulous, like pinwheels, like, you know, like economy blocks, or half square, you know, those quarter square triangles or quarter square. There's anything goes in those blocks because now it's hidden, right? So I thought you can put 4 patches in there and you'd have a very eclectic looking block in the center, right? Which would give this block a very complex look. But like I say, you saw me sew this. It's not hard. So I do hope you try this. And this is the little blocks you get that you can put into orphan block pieces, right? I mean, I had one that was gray, the red and white from this block yesterday, and I had a bunch of these little 4 patches or pinwheels. I haven't squared up yet, but because I'm matching my center, I now trim around the outside. I have a perfect little pinwheel that looks really cute in a quilt. So I do hope you give this one a try. It was a lot of fun coming up with this for you. Okay, you have an absolutely blissful, carefree week ahead. And until we see you guys again, you guys take care. All right, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our videos and being part of our Facebook group and coming to our Zoom meetings. It's been so much fun on this little adventure that we've been on YouTube. I just want to we are doing Zoom sew dates still coming up and those dates are going to be listed in the show notes of this video. For the next year, we're making that commitment to you, and we're having a lot of fun with those Zoom sew dates. So please, you know, feel free to come in. Even if you're not a quilter and you just want to come and do some crocheting or knitting or whatever, yeah, come on down. We're good. The other thing is I still am doing speaking engagements for the quilt gals just to help them out to get back on their feet. I am doing only Zoom meetings. And I have a PowerPoint presentation that talks about all the free patterns that we have put out and will be putting out to the world. So they're more than welcome to take any of my patterns and use them for their charity quilts, right? So that's kind of important that they know that we're there. So if you are part of a guild, let your programs person know that we're speaking for free over Zoom only. We're not doing any traveling or anything like that. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we do in our Facebook group, everybody's sharing pictures and having fun and asking questions, and it's a hoot. And we do still have the room feature in Facebook that we can go sew within. My admin person, Kathy, was able to set that up. It's no longer called Brenda's room, it's called Kathy's room, but we got a room. We do have a room working, so we're all happy with that. So if you get the opportunity to come join us on Facebook, that's great. We'd love to have you. So until we meet again, I hope you have you and your family have an absolutely amazing weeks ahead, okay? You take care. All right, bye.